What are the limitations of making phone calls on an iPad without an iPhone?
Hello, everyone. Today we're going to discuss a topic that many iPad users are curious about: the limitations of making phone calls on an iPad without an iPhone. Apple's iPad is a highly versatile device, but when it comes to its use as a standalone phone, there are a few significant limitations. Let's dive into these constraints.
No cellular calls.
The first and most critical limitation is that an iPad without an iPhone cannot make or receive cellular calls on its own. Unlike an iPhone, an iPad lacks the necessary hardware to connect to cellular voice networks, meaning you can't just insert a SIM card and start making calls.
Dependence on internet.
The iPad does offer ways to make calls, but these are reliant on internet connectivity. Services like FaceTime, Skype, Zoom, or other voice over IP, VoIP, applications can be used to make audio or video calls. However, these calls require a stable and robust internet connection. Without a reliable internet connection, you won't be able to use these services to their full potential, and the call quality can significantly decrease.
No emergency calls.
Another significant limitation is the inability to dial emergency services directly. On an iPhone, you can dial emergency numbers like 911 in the United States, but this function isn't available on an iPad. This could be crucial in an emergency situation where every second counts.
Not ideal for professional use.
Lastly, if you plan to use an iPad for professional purposes, it may not be the ideal choice for handling phone calls. Due to the reliance on internet-based applications, there can be issues with call recording, advanced call handling features, and integration with other enterprise systems. It's important to remember that the iPad is primarily a tablet, not a phone. In conclusion, while the iPad offers a lot of versatility, it does have significant limitations when used as a standalone device for making phone calls. From the lack of cellular calls, dependence on internet services, to the inability to dial emergency numbers directly and less than ideal scenarios for professional use, these are all constraints that can affect your communication. It's always important to remember that, while technology can offer great flexibility, each device has its primary function. I hope this video has shed some light on the limitations of making phone calls on an iPad without an iPhone. Stay tech-savvy.